Hello my retro friends, thank you for finding my channel, Mike the Retro Realtor. Grab your popcorn, grab your fuzzy bunny slippers. Today we're going to talk about the 1980s classic Real Genius. This movie came out in 1985, it's a PG movie, it had a box office of $13 million. I couldn't find any information on what the budget is. I can't imagine it being that high, there's no special effects to speak of, and all the actors are character actors or a very young Val Kilmer. This is only his second film in the movie, he was the star of the film. The movie stars Val Kilmer, Gabriel Jarrett, William Atherton.
Fake electronic light show.
Everything was fine with our system until the power grid was shut off by Dickless here.
They caused an explosion. Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
And John Grease.
Watch this.
Though it only brought in $13 million at the box office, the movie did have a long life on both videocassette and on cable. It was a regular on HBO and Showtime in the mid to late 80s, all through the 90s. It did develop quite the following. The plot's a simple plot. Gabriel Jarrett's character, Mitch Taylor, is accepted at the fictional school Pacific Tech, somewhere in California. It doesn't matter, it's not a real school. He is taken under the wing by Chris Knight, played by Val Kilmer, to work on Professor Hathaway's major project that in the opening of the movie he's doing something with the military, the CIA rather. Over the course of the movie, Mitch and Chris bond working over the project and even get along socially. There's even a prank war with a rival named Kent.
What's all this supposed to be? This is ice. This is what happens to water when it gets too cold. This is Kent. This is what happens to people when they get too sexually frustrated.
He throughout the movie is kind of the heel, the jerk. They're always moving toward building this laser. They want to be able to fire a 5 megajoule laser. Throughout the movie you realize that Professor Hathaway is always looking out for himself. He's basically a jerk. He does what he wants. He's building his house and he looks down on the workers, laborers. He says something to these guys like, why are you standing around? You're laborers. You should be laboring. This is what you get for not having an education. The guy's a giant douchebag. By design. The project's moving forward bit by bit, but Chris Knight, he's already interviewing for jobs, he's mentally checked out. He doesn't want anything to do with the project, so he's leaning on Mitch. Eventually, Professor Hathaway confronts Chris for his lack of movement on the project. He says, if you don't get this project done, not only you're not going to graduate, you're not going to get the dream job that Professor Hathaway is holding over Chris's head. He gets the team together, they rally, they get the project done. They go out to celebrate, and at one time, John Grease's character, Laszlo, tells him, you guys know there's no real use for this laser other than it being a weapon. In the opening scene, you find out that they're developing Operation Crossbow, which is basically a spaceship shuttle laser that's designed to assassinate individuals. Chris, being an idealistic person, he does not want to develop a weapon. He was so focused on the project at hand, he didn't realize what it would be used for. He decides to hatch a plan to scuttle the project and also take revenge on Dr. Hathaway for misleading him on this project. They get together to devise a plan to sabotage the test firing of the laser and make Dr. Hathaway look incompetent. So what they do is they gain information by knocking out Kent, and they put a microphone and amplifier in his braces.
About what you've done, Kent. And from now on...
Stop playing with yourself.
Kent, not knowing that he's actually just speaking to Mitch, tells what the plan is, what he knows, what he doesn't know. But they get a time and a place, which is what they really need. Mitch and Chris go out to an Air Force base, they jump on a bomber and swap some chips out, reprogram where the laser is to be fired. They program the laser to be fired at Professor Hathaway's house. While half of the group is at an Air Force base swapping out the chips, the other group goes to Professor Hathaway's house and dumps boxes and boxes of popcorn, making a giant Jiffy Pop. So, test day, the chip changes the coordinates of where the laser beam is fired. It hits Professor Hathaway's house, popping all the popcorn to the point where it actually destroys the house. I mean, you see the popcorn breaking through the windows, deciding the house breaks. Cue the end credits. Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears plays over it. It's a great scene. You see a bunch of kids playing in the popcorn. Everyone's happy. End of movie. Why I love this movie. In 1985, I did not see it in a theater. I got the VHS tape about 2 or 3 years later, and I just remember watching it all the time. It's a PG movie. It's a little rough for a PG movie in 2024 standards, but in 1985 standards, it's actually pretty tame. There's a couple sexual jokes, some innuendo, but all in all, it's a very good family-friendly movie. I'll be with my siblings, and I'll say, I was hot and I was hungry, and they will know exactly what I'm talking about. We do the lines all the time. It's a fun popcorn movie, pun intended. It's so well written. Again, this is one of those movies that Hollywood really needs to take a look at. It costs virtually no money, no special effects. It's well written. That's one of my themes, that the movies that I really enjoy are the well written movies. I don't care for the special effects. I mean, I'm looking at the movies today, and it's just special effects garbage. The plot is always super thin. You always need the next little step, the next MacGuffin, the next little gotta do this, gotta do that. They try to make it too complicated for what it really is. Just something that's straightforward, funny. The jokes hit, they land. The dialogue is punchy. The acting is very good. As of today, on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a critic score of 77%. But more importantly, in my opinion, the viewer score is 83%. So this is a well-loved movie. Another thing I really love about this movie, and 80s movies in general, I can't overemphasize how important a decent soundtrack is. This is a great soundtrack featuring Tears for Fears, I mentioned that at the end credits, but also Don Henley and a bunch of synth-pop 80s bands. They're mostly one-hit wonders, but a very awesome 80s compilation of music that you normally don't hear. This you will have to pay about $25-30 for the CD. I play the hell out of mine. I love it. Down the line, I'm going to do a video of how important soundtracks are and why I lament the fact that they are not emphasized like they used to. So long story short, if you just want a nice, easy, fun movie that you can enjoy popcorn with, you can either see the movie on Pluto streaming, or as I always like to do, you know I like my physical media, you can buy the DVD on eBay for about $10 today. I saw plenty of listings. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like my video, please like and subscribe to keep up with the newest videos. And as always, keep it retro, my friends.